Well, it's been a little while, has it? Has it been a while? It feels like it's been a little while. Welcome to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. Brought to you, recorded on a headset behind the wheel of a Kenworth T880. Hauling a double rail today. We got one full loaded box of trash. And that trash has got to go to Tulsa. Why? Tax reasons, apparently. I don't know. It's insane what we do here. But anyways, I'm hauling trash down to Tulsa because the landfills up here don't. I don't know. There's some sort of tax incentive if you drive your trash all the way from Kansas City down to Tulsa. They got some sort of burn factory down here or something. So I'm gonna head down. I'm not even gonna dump it. It's kind of a insane process we got here. I'm just driving down to Tulsa. I'm gonna drop this box full of trash at our Tulsa location, and they got a couple of empty boxes that had trash in it, and I'm gonna drive them back up to Kansas City, and then I'm gonna dump those empty ones off and load up a couple more that are full of trash for tomorrow for a different guy. Not me. I ain't doing it. I am headed to Alva tomorrow. Looking forward to that, doing my tanker run. Gonna have a great time going down to Alva. I need something to perk up my spirits, I think. I have not been, I was in a pretty good mood Sunday, and then it quickly turned into not a great mood Monday. We'll get into it. Yeah, so welcome to episode 499. I'm celebrating 500 episodes on this episode because I might forget. I never know. Every time I go to upload an episode, I'm like, oh shit, look at this episode. Look what number this one is. So I looked and I made sure this time, but I'm not gonna. I don't know. We're just gonna celebrate 500 episodes. I don't know what we're gonna do for episode 500. Episode 500 is gonna be a big one. I hope something is interesting that happens so I can put out a good episode for you. Not sure what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll go back through and I'll kind of look back at the previous 500 or 499 episodes and maybe just reminisce a little bit on what we've been through. I'm so glad I've had all four of you with me this entire time, just about. The podcast has grown, not significantly, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm not. People think that whenever I say some stuff like that, I might be complaining, and maybe I am. But if this podcast gets too big, it's going to get out of hand. So let's keep her small. Let's keep her personal, buds. Let's keep it from getting too big. And also if I keep saying, hey, let's keep it small, the not big growth that I get is what I planned on. I plan on keeping it small. I could, no. I was going to say I could make it big. I know. I don't know how to make it big. Maybe promotion, but I don't know. I'm not a big promoter. Whenever I was doing little videos on my YouTube channel of Off-Road Outlaws content mainly, that was easy to grow because there was a big community, and I was talking to the developers of the game. The developers were subscribers. I had a really tight-knit community on one fucking thing, and everybody loved it. And I was also one of the top map creators on there, so that was pretty fucking cool. But I don't know. I don't know if I've grown up or if I just got tired of playing that game. I think I just got tired of playing that game. Sometimes uh, things change, and I don't know. I I don't know. It was a great time. I loved it. It did take a lot of time out of my day. Um, I mean, I was always, and this was like when my son was a baby, before that, and he's 6 years old now. So that was a while back that I had all the time in the world to just lay on my belly and play on my phone. And I've had time here recently that I could have probably opened up my laptop and played the games I truly do enjoy, and I haven't even done that. I don't know. I have not felt like playing games lately. Would I like to? I don't know. If I wanted to, I would have done it. But here we are. We're on the road. We're driving around. Let's talk about yesterday, Monday, a little bit, and then we'll get into the good stuff. We'll try to end on me doing stuff that I'm interested in rather than this fucking bullshit I did yesterday. Yesterday was a fucking show up early to work, which is fine, and we're doing this pipe plug install job, or at least that's what it's listed as. I don't know. Some of these people, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Not people at my work, the people we're working for, which is, I'm not going to out them at all. You know, sometimes construction and doing stuff is a hard thing, and comes with some unknown challenges. And right now they're having a challenge where they're having a leak, a pipeline leak, and they don't know where the fuck it's coming from. So they just have us keep going down into this hole, clean it up, put a pipe plug in, pull the pipe plug out, make it all messy again, clean it up, put the pipe plug back in, get out of the hole, look at it, go down, clean it, suck it out. It's like, I don't know. We're over here spinning our tires. And then yesterday we get there and they're like, "Oh, it might rain tomorrow." I'm like, "All right." They're like, "Yeah, it might rain tomorrow, so let's just cancel." So we all showed up early, got out there. Which, hey, I'd prefer that anyways. I'd prefer showing up to a job and not having to do anything. That's you know, for my PR, nobody can get hurt if no work is getting done. That's right. It's the best job out there is we go out, we get paid, and we don't do a fucking thing, because nobody can get hurt. Nobody has to set anything up. Nobody had to do anything. We just had to drive over there. I was gonna run a guzzler, but yeah, I don't know. It was gonna be an okay time. We had a good little crew of guys. But that got canceled an hour and a half into it, so I basically just sat there and looked at Amazon, Amazon and YouTube for a while. But it was after that where things took a toll. I hurried up into the office. I was like, "All right, boss knows the job is canceled. Let's run in there. I'm going to run in there. I'm going to be the first out of our crew of 4 to go in there and look for the next job to do." And they're like, "Oh, we need somebody to run over here and run an errand." I'm like, "Me?" They're like, "No, not you." And they're like, "Oh, we need somebody to run an errand all the way over here. We need you to take a truck to another office, and they're going to meet with you, and blah, blah, blah." It's like, "Me, me, 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 me." They're like, "No, not you, this other guy." And then they're like, "Hey, we need somebody to wash trucks." And I'm like, "It's only going to get worse from here." "Me, me, 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 me." And they're like, "Actually, no. Go wash. We have a bunch of shit pipe. Bunch of shit pipe. Bunch of pipe full of bullshit. Bunch of nasty motherfucking pipe. Somebody else did a job and they didn't clean up after it. So I need you, you fat fuck, I need you, you dumbass, shaved, mole rat looking, pudgy bitch. That's what they said to me. You go get fucking greased up. Go get fucking nasty. Go get dirty. For no, go clean up somebody else's mess. And I cried. I walked out of the room and I went to the shit pipe and I got it all yanked out. And they were like, and this is how I want you to do it. We want you to get a containment. We don't have a containment, so you're gonna have to build one, and then put the pipe in there, and then knock out all the shit that falls out of them into that fucking containment. Throw it away. Then build another containment, and then wash out the pipe. Get in there deep and wash that fucking bullshit. What is it? Nobody knows. Just fucking get in there and fuck with it. And clean that pipe out into the containment. And then go grab a clean vac truck, and then suck it up. And then dump it out. And then go clean that dirty truck. And then come back and we'll find something else for you to do. I was like, God damn it, dude. Why am I the bitch today? Son of a bitch, dude. Fucking sucked. Everybody else I don't. Am I being picked on? I don't know. But it really got me on Indeed. Quickly. Is the job search back on? No. I was too busy fucking cleaning shit pipe. It fucking sucked, dude. The whole front of me, I was like, I think I can do this without getting dirty. No! You're getting dirty. And by the time you get dirty, you're like, maybe I should throw a suit on. It's just going to smear the dirt underneath the suit all over you. So you might as well just be dirty all day long. And then people are like, man, you're dirty. You made me get dirty, dumb fucks. Jesus. You should have had me driving a truck to another office and had fucking shitbird over here clean. And that was a phone call I just got, in the middle of my damn thing. Whatever. It's all right. Cleaning dirty hose was not fun. Did not like doing that. Didn't like doing that at all. Cleaned it all out as good as we could and piled the shit up. What the fuck ever, I kind of really forgot where I was at right there before the phone call. I had a long phone call with a guy. Anyways, we're back. Let's talk about good stuff. Good stuff. Worked on the dirt bike. So this was Sunday. Well, Saturday, before I worked on the dirt bike, I was going to work on it Saturday, but ended up having a little bit of a family day. Went out to Cargo Largo. My wife has been wanting to go to Cargo Largo all the time. She goes with her sister about 3 times a week. Apparently. Not a big fan of that, but whatever, She likes the books. She likes to buy books. How can I complain about that? Especially when they're like $3. So, anyways, I went to Cargo Largo. My son has been begging for one of these 3D printer pins. So we got him one. And kind of not super easy to work, but we got one, and he's been just making piles of plastic. I tried to show him how to use it a little bit, but it's kind of, you got to be real easy with it. And he's like, it just keeps melting to itself. I'm like, all right, and it is. It's like fucking it up. But and my daughter got a Barbie doll. We looked at all kinds of other stuff. I was wanting to look at coffee tables because I was thinking about, a coffee table would be kind of interesting to have at the house. Honestly, it would just be somewhere for people to leave a bunch of bullshit. So We probably shouldn't do a coffee table, but while we were over there in the furniture section, they also have the bicycles and the other shit. They had this little radio flyer go-kart. It was pretty cool. They still want a decent amount of money for it. So I was like, what's the point here? They had a bike, a bicycle. It was like a mountain bike or 10 speed or whatever the fuck they call it. You know, one of those types of bikes. And it was $10,000. And that was the Cargo Largo price. I said, look at this. $10,000 for a bicycle at Cargo Largo? Nobody's coming to Cargo Largo with $10,000 to buy a fucking bicycle. This is fucking ridiculous. But because I had talked about it before, I thought about buying a bicycle so I could ride with the kids. You know, we could go on like bike rides and stuff. And so I decided to look at them. They did have a couple that were decently priced, but I just can't justify spending like $150 right now on a fucking bicycle. So, but they had like electric scooters and stuff, so we were looking at those. Those are all right. They're still kind of expensive. They had like a little electric dirt bike. Me and my son were looking at that thing, and then they're all chained together, or like they have this cable. And we almost knocked over the whole fucking stack. We're just trying to separate them a little bit so we could sit on the one, and they almost all fell over. It was bad. But, yeah, we ended up leaving with just a couple of little bullshit things. I did buy some 5-hour energies. No, I don't want to have to take a 5-hour energy. They are very useful sometimes. And they were for like $1 a piece. So I was like, let me grab a bunch of these motherfuckers. And then, yeah, I don't know what else we did that day. I think we went outside and played or something. And then Sunday came around, and yeah, I went in the garage, and I was fucking with the bike. It's kind of hard for me to remember exactly what I was doing on Sunday, but I had put up a forum or a post on Saturday night saying, hey man, this fucking dirt bike is not running right, you know, and I kind of listed out all of the modifications that have been done to the bike, and hoping that maybe somebody else has a similar setup and they can just tell me what they did to their car to make it better. A lot of everybody that uses, a lot of people on there, they use the Pro Cycle Jet Kit, which is nice because everybody uses the same thing basically, and they all get pretty good results out of them. I have a Dyno Jet Kit, which is I would assume similar, but it's not exactly, you know. So anyways, I ended up putting in my uncle told me to throw in a 170 jet, and I mean everybody on the forum was like, what are you doing with a 170 jet in that motherfucker, you know? So I took the 170 jet out, threw in a 155, and then one guy was saying, hey, just replace. Dude, there's shit fucking all over the fucking. My backpack. I was looking for something out of my backpack earlier, and I took all my shit out of my backpack, and then I didn't put any of it back, and now I got shit falling everywhere. Anyways, the guy was like, just put the stock needle back in. Your throttle isn't going to have a great response, but it should make it. He's like, that's what I'm running. So I put the stock needle back in there, and it's not adjustable. It's just exactly the way you just put it in. That's how it is. And took it out for a ride. Dude, so I know that the aftermarket needle that was in there, that is the problem. That has to be the problem. Why it was surging, why it wasn't running properly at all. Like even whenever it was running decent, uh, you would have to warm it up before it would start running properly. Like you could give it zero throttle. You couldn't give it any throttle without it fucking going dun 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 dun. Um, but it would idle fine. So, and then I also have the new idle mixture screw that I put in there, which I thought, I don't know. I screwed it all the way in with it running, and it still idled fine. So I think I was missing a little washer on that idle screw. So I don't know. Put that back in. Put the original jet needle, or not jet, but needle back in with the 155 jet. Other than that, everything is original, and the thing fired up easy and ran up and down the road. It still backfires quite a bit, but it wasn't super bad. Um, so I was like, and it won't backfire. If you're giving it a little bit of throttle, it won't backfire. So I just idled it up a little bit with the, where you set your throttle. So I just idled it up a little bit. So now, I mean, I don't know. You probably don't want to, if you're not moving, I don't know. I don't know how. I know dirt bike clutches are totally different than like a car clutch or whatever, but I don't know. You don't want to sit there and rev up your bike with the clutch pulled in for a long time. You're going to be just roasting the clutch, I think. I don't know. Kind of same thing with a car, but I don't know. So, anyways, now I don't know. The way I kind of got it set up, it idles a little bit high, but it's not ridiculous. But I got it's a really good beginner bike, probably, because you don't really have to give it any throttle. You just have to let that clutch out super slow, and the thing will just take off. And then you can even just, with no throttle, you can shift it into second, shift it into third, and about there you gotta start giving it throttle. But I don't know. And I'm still gonna be doing some tuning to it. I'm still gonna be changing some things about it. But I rode it to work yesterday. That was probably the only good thing I had to look forward to yesterday. Whatever. Poor me. But no, rode the bike. It ran great, and it sounded good. I get it to work, and I park it, and then I go do the shit that I got to do, and then I hop back on it to leave work, and I remembered that the tire pressure, I hadn't really checked. I knew that tires were aired up pretty fucking high, but I hadn't checked the pressures. So I checked them, because whenever we swapped the tires over, I think they were close to 40, which is pretty fucking high. And I checked them, and I brought them back down to 25 psi, because it felt a little bit squirrely out on the road. Not super bad, but enough that I was like, okay, you can tell you're on different tires. You're not on the same street tires anymore. You're on knobbies. It's got a little bit of vibration to it, but you're gonna have that. Whatever. Brought the PSI down. Then I was just looking the bike over, and I looked at my muffler that I'd worked so hard to get on and working properly and not leaking and whatnot. And the paint, after riding it one time, the paint on the nose cone of it is just chipping off. I mean, half the paint's missing. I'm like, what the fuck? This is a brand new muffler. I know it's a cheapo, but I thought it would last a little bit. I was not expecting the paint to be chipping off, so I don't know. I think I'm just gonna be happy with it, I think. I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I want things to look good and sound good, but it's kind of, I don't know. It looks like it's been on there for years. Is what it looks like right now. Now to the other thing that I did. So remember, I'm pretty sure I talked about it, where I put on the new mid pipe and I fucked up the gasket from the header pipe to the mid pipe that was installed inside the header or whatever. There was a little like metal gasket thing that was in there. I thought it was rust. I thought it was like gunk buildup, so I started to scratch it out, and I fucked it all up, and it was actually a gasket. I was like, oh shit! But I ripped it out, and I was like, oh well, I'll grab this HVAC tape, and I'll just wrap it a bunch of times until it becomes the right odometer circumference. That's a word. And got it to fit pretty nice and tight. And I thought I was able to get the clamp on there pretty good. So I was like, all right, sweet, we're good. And just in testing, riding it up and down the road, it started eating away that metal tape and stuff. So I was like, well, that's not gonna fucking work. So I went up to the auto parts store and I grabbed some muffler patch. It's like a I don't know. It's a double-sided sticky tape, black, thick tape shit. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like muffler patch. If you have a hole in your muffler, you're supposed to like just put a little bit of this over it and then wrap it with their metal tape, which is apparently just HVAC tape. I saw no difference in it. Oh, and also the HVAC tape that I had put on there and wrapped up a bunch, I cut it to the right length and or right width, because there was a little bit sticking off the end of that header pipe. Cut it off and put it on there, and it started blowing it out. Anyways, the goo, the adhesive on that melted, and it was dripping all over my header pipe or my new mid pipe and all over my swing arm and everything. It was like, I was like, oh shit, you know? And I kind of anticipated it to probably burn that shit off. I didn't know it was going to melt it out and go everywhere, but luckily it just pops off. You know, it's melted on there, but you can kind of get it to flake off. So I wrapped it with this new muffler patch shit or whatever, and I wrapped it in really nice. I cut off the excess, and I was like, well, this is probably going to do the same thing. But with the HVAC tape that came with that kit, or muffler tape, whatever, I wrapped it up, but it wasn't near as many wraps. It wasn't, you know, but it was the right thickness and whatnot. Instead, I just folded it over on the inside of the pipe. So now the exhaust wouldn't be hitting the cut end of the tape. It was folded over, so now the exhaust would be flowing through it. At least that's my idea that I got for it. And I had to replace the bolt for the clamp, because that bolt, only half of it was threaded. I grabbed a new bolt that was the same size, but it was all threaded, and was able to clamp that down real nice and tight. And then I even grabbed, this is jank. Yeah, this is all brand new shit. I shouldn't have fucking had to do all this shit, but I grabbed a coat hanger. Okay? I've got a coat hanger holding part of my motorcycle together. Okay? That's how I roll. That's how Kletus Ray does things. Grabbed a coat hanger and the little mounting bracket for the mid pipe and the clamp for the header. Kind of put the coat hanger around that and twisted the fuck out of it until it's tight, just to make sure they're not going to separate. And that worked great. But obviously, the muffler, the little slip-on muffler, $40 cheapest muffler I've ever seen for a dirt bike, is not holding up to it. But I do have an idea. I'm gonna keep my eyes on Facebook Marketplace. I'm gonna look for somebody selling a slip-on muffler. Any muffler should probably fit right on there. And then as long as it's got an adjustable bracket, it should be fine. So I'll just keep my eyes out for a new muffler, another new muffler, and it'll be all right. It'll be fine. It'll be all right. Cool. And that's where we're at. Got the carb tune, put the stock needle in, the 155 jet. Thing runs good. Rode it to work, rode it home. It still will backfire. Like if I'm like high RPM third gear and I let off the throttle, it's going bam, 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 you know, just popping and whatnot. But if I let off the throttle but not all the way, I can keep it from. I can still use the gears to slow down, and I won't have as much backfire. I can ride the thing civilly, where I'm not super annoying everybody, but I can also backfire the hell out of it if I want to. Kind of cool. I might work on doing something a little bit different, but as of right now, very happy with the bike. I did do the correct oil change on the bike. Made sure, I bought that new Suzuki oil kit and everything for it, so that's all good. The old oil, there was no gas smell to it at all, just smelled like oil, so I'm confident that I got all of the gas out, and it also cycled. I cycled that oil quite a bit, so it's good, and I still have a little bit of that cheap oil left, so if it ever does happen again, I can flush it out. And I don't know, the Suzuki oil change kit comes with 3 quarts of oil, and I only used like 1 or 2.5 last time I did it, and this time I only used 1.5. And so I don't know. Eventually, I'm going to have extra bottles of Suzuki oil just hanging out on the shelf, and I won't have to buy any oil. But I will need to buy a couple of little motorcycle or oil filters. But I'm pretty sure I can get those from just any parts store. I saw them there. They got them. They're little can filters or whatever. Pretty fucking simple. But I looked through that oil filter that I took off, and it did look. It definitely had some shit in it, but it wasn't bad. It was still pretty yellowy, you know. But obviously that one's not good at all anymore. But just got to keep up on the oil changes, keep up on the filter changes, and other than that, we're doing good. I did buy. Did I already say this? Probably not. I did buy the correct gasket for the mid-pipe header section. That's coming from eBay. The only place I could find that was on eBay. So I got a new one of those coming. Now that I know that's in there, I won't fuck it up and cut it out or whatever I end up doing to it. I'll just put it in there, and the original clamp, everything should work. No more jank shit going on there. The only other problem I have with that mid pipe is, like I said, that mounting bracket doesn't line up properly. I cannot get a bolt in there, and if I can get a bolt in there, it's not seating properly. It needs like a spacer in between or something. So I don't know. I might end up going to the parts store, grabbing an extra long bolt and a new sleeve spacer, and then it'll be mounted up properly. But as of right now, I just don't have the right shit. I do have a rubber, but I don't know. The rubber would probably get a little hot. And that's another thing I noticed with this new muffler is my right leg got warm. Got pretty fucking warm on that last ride. I couldn't tell if it was just the sun was beating on my right leg the whole time and my left leg was in the shade the whole time, or if it's because the muffler was there and the muffler was getting hot as shit. I imagine that muffler did get pretty fucking hot due to the paint peeling off of the thing. So, and that also might have something to do with the the tune. I know, like, if your bike is super lean, your muffler will get hot as fuck. It'll start glowing. Not your muffler, but your header will start glowing. And that's what a brand new DR650, brand new, and you ride it at nighttime for a long period of time, that thing will be glowing red because those bikes are tuned to be super lean from the factory. And the only way to get rid of that is to uh, pull out the little brass plug where the idle fuel air mixture is, unscrew that a little bit, and then put in a bigger jet. There's really no way around it because it comes stock with a 140 jet. And then if you do all that, you got to give it more air. And the stock air box is pretty fucking restrictive. But I kind of like that. I kind of like that it's super restrictive because you can. The original ones, they come with a little hole in it. Not little, but it's a hole in the air box that has a snorkel. So I don't know. They're good. They're pretty good like that. But I don't know. You just want to be careful with water with a cut air box, because if you go into a kind of, I don't know, a foot, 2 foot of water, and you're riding around in there and it's just splashing, any water that gets up under your seat is going to go directly into your air box, and that's not a good deal. It's not how you want to ride, you know. I thought about maybe seeing if there was some sort of modification you could do to make it get more oxygen, but also have a higher snorkel or a higher air box or something. But I haven't really seen too much about it. I'm not going to ride through deep puddles and creeks and rivers and shit. You know, there was one time I did ride it through. Next to my work, it flooded pretty fucking good. I had to pick my feet way up and ride through this flooded road, and I was a little worried about it, but it was fine. Everything's fine. One good thing is that I've got a little drain at the bottom of my airbox that I have left the cap off of. So if water does get inside the airbox, it's probably going to drain out before it's going to really go through the filter a whole lot. But I don't know. I don't know. Next plans for the bike? I don't know. I really need to start focusing on other projects. This bike, it runs good. I like it. Everything's great about it. It's got the new tires. It's got the new tune. It's got the new muffler. It's pretty good. It's got the new fuel tank. It's pretty good. I've spent a lot of time and money on it. I need to just leave it alone. Just keep riding it, doing oil changes. It'll be all right. Now with the nice weather coming through, and if I have daylight hours are longer now. I think spring has sprung or whatever the fuck, moved forward an hour or whatever. I don't know. We got more daylight now. Or do we have more daylight? I don't know how the fuck daylight savings works. We're gonna the daylight hours that I have, I need to start spending on the square body. I need to start working on the square body and getting that fucking thing wired up. It really shouldn't take a whole long time to wire that thing up. It just is going to take dedication, just, all right, this is what I'm doing. And maybe if I just focus on wiring up like one thing, it's like, all right, listen, I just want to wire up the alternator. Just wire up the alternator, make sure it's good, do the best job I possibly can do at wiring up the alternator. And if that's all I get done today, then I'll be happy, and then work on ignition or, other shit, starter. Well, see, the alternator, the starter, and the ignition, and the coil are all kind of one thing. So maybe I just focus on that, and then I can worry about other stuff. There's just so many wires, man. There's so many fucking wires, and I'm gonna have to get organized before I start doing any wiring, anyways. Because right now, if you open up the cab of the square body, there's shit fucking everywhere in there. There's just wires and gauges and radio and fuse boxes, shit just everywhere. So I'm going to need to organize a little bit, get that taken care of. But super excited if I can get that square body going. There's that Ray Rocks off-road park up north. So I don't know. I'm thinking one of these days, if I get that square body going, decent, load up the fucking DR in the back of it, go to work, and then whenever I'm done with work one day, maybe a Friday or something, maybe even bring a tent with me, because I'm pretty sure you can go camping up there, and try to get a couple other buddies involved, maybe even my kids or whatever, because if I have not gotten a 50cc yet, but by the time that square body and all that shit's going, I should be figured out if I'm getting one or not. um, you know we could go have a really good time up there. I could have the truck, I could have the dirt bike, go up to Ray Rocks and just spend an entire Saturday just riding, having a great fucking time. Because it's not too far. Not too far. Now, Chadwick is another really good riding spot that's also not too far away. In a square body, it might be a little bit of a drive. I mean, I also don't mind driving a long time. I'm talking about just gas money. If gas is going to keep increasing like it has, it's going to be kind of hard to justify driving that fucking truck that far. But anyways, if I get the square body going, I mean, that's my dream. I guess that's another one of my goals this year, is to have the dirt bike and the truck running and at an off-road park and just have a great fucking time, and make sure I bring enough cameras and batteries or whatever I need to bring to record it all. Have a great fucking time. I'd like to get more into doing recording stuff, and I probably will. I don't know. That last ride I did with my uncle, that was just a random. I was just like getting off of work, and I just called him up. What are you doing? Nothing. Want to ride? Yeah. Show up and ride. I should have had a camera with me, because that was a great fucking time. That would have been a really good video of just cruising around. Now, my uncle also did say, "Oh, don't fucking tell anybody where we're riding, because you tell 7 people about where you're riding here in the middle of Kansas City, eventually fences and patrol units and shit will start showing up, and complaints and whatnot." So he was nice enough to show me some of his spots. I'm not gonna try to show off some of his spots, but I can edit those. I can edit that shit. The pathway to the riding spot out. But yeah, I'd like to get into more videos and riding content. I thought it would be kind of cool to become some sort of a YouTube, like do a YouTube video series on like building the dirt bike, building the truck. Dude, I don't got time to edit, and just getting cameras set up is already, it's like I'm barely getting out there to work on this shit anyways. Add in another layer of complex, camera shit. And then after that, it's like, go inside and edit everything. It's like, fuck that, dude. That's too much bullshit. But I would love to do it. I mean, that's what I watch on YouTube. I would love it. But anyways, I think this is good. As of let me just I'll come back later. I mean, we're barely started the day. I probably got more thoughts to come later on. This is episode 499, guys. So I'll be back in a little bit to end out the episode. I don't want to end it quite yet, so audio, not audios. I'll be back. Welcome back. We got loaded up. We're headed back to Kansas City. I'm traveling through Kansas right now. Made it. Made it good. Everything's doing great. It's a nice sunshiny day. I'm really upset I didn't ride the bike. I thought it was supposed to be rainy all day. So I don't know. I think I made that up in my own head, I guess. But I swear it's going to be rainy. I think they just moved it. It's going to be like stormy and shit tonight. I should have rode. Should have rode. Also, I totally forgot. I mean, I guess it's not big news or anything, but I did buy some shit from Kletus McFarland, hoping I'm going to get that. Hey, if I get a phone call from Kletus, I will stop the podcast. Okay, you can bet your sweet ass that I'll stop the podcast to receive a phone call from him. I'll just patch y'all in. Boop, I'll patch y'all in. No, I ain't gonna get a phone call from Kletus, but he does have a lot of merch that there's some stuff on there that I've been wanting for a while. Well, maybe not stuff I've been wanting for a while, but I've been wanting to get some more stuff because I don't know if am I a normal guy like you guys or am I special? I have work pants and work shirts and work hoodies and work jackets. Don't really have like clothes, guys. Is that weird? I mean, I've been here for 4 years, and anything that I did have that was, yeah, I do have like some shirts and stuff. I do have stuff. I have other pants, but I've gotten really accustomed to my work pants. They're really nice. You know, the pants that I buy for myself that I had bought a long time ago for myself, they just don't fit right. You know, I don't know, something about them I don't like. I like my work stuff. My work swag is on point. You know, I can just go up to the lady at work and say, "Hey, I'd like some new shirts. You want long sleeve, short sleeve, tall, short, what color? What color logo?" You know, we got tons and tons of, swag. We got hats. We got all kinds of new hats and whatnot, which I haven't grabbed one yet. We have a new hat at work that they were designing a few months ago, and I think they've come in, so I might need to grab one. But we got all kinds of cool shit at work, and I'll tell you what, just wearing work stuff, I just feel normal. So even at home, I don't know, even going out and stuff, it's just like I just throw on a work shirt, you know. Sometimes I don't. I have like flannels. I do. I love me a flannel. But just like regular t-shirts and stuff, I just don't have much. Maybe I do. I haven't been able to find it in a long time. I haven't been looking for it really. But I did buy on Kletus McFarland. I got me a sticker. I got me a t-shirt. And I got me a hat. Not bad. But that was that was only a few days ago, I guess. It was last week sometime. I guess it's kind of hard to mention shirts and stuff and not say, "Hey, I'm gonna have shirts available." Someday. I don't know how to exactly do that. It's like I don't want to have to start up a whole merch thing. but I would like to, if there are people that would like to help out, I don't want just money from listeners. It would be cool if I could have some sort of a product. You buy it, I make $2 on it or something, and you guys get a nice shirt or something, and then I can put out some cool designs or something. That would be pretty cool. I don't think I'm big enough quite yet. Not not I'm pretty big, but uh, the show isn't super popular, so it doesn't really warrant a whole merch line. But I would love to have a merch line just to have my own shit. I'd like to just wear a shirt that I designed or whatever, because I've got some cool designs. I think I do. And then you got AI. All right, we're recording. I can't fucking tell. I just got off of 3 different phone calls back to back, and they each lasted probably 30 minutes to an hour each. That's crazy. Uh, never mind. I meant to just jump back into it. AI imaging. That's what I was about to say. I tried to remember what it was. AI helping me make logos. And I don't know how artists really, I might have to talk to Stevie about it, but I know Stevie uses some AI. Oh, over on Vanderheiden Design, all of his artwork is made in original design, but I've seen him use like a little bit of AI for his podcast and stuff. And obviously, I use a little bit of AI for mine, and everybody does. It's just super easy. It's really hard not to use the AI for everything. Now, what I think is a little bit more commendable to make you feel a little bit better about yourself is to draw a picture, like draw your own picture, and then have that picture under an AI like filter, I guess is what it could be described as. I've done that for one thing, or like just regular pictures. So like the new logo. You guys like that? The new logo for the podcast. I love it. I think it's awesome. Um, that was, yeah, I took a picture. I really liked the picture. I started to edit the picture, and I said, let's just see what ChatGPT can do. And that was the first thing. Like I just got on ChatGPT. I said, hey, make this cover art for my podcast, and it boom put it right there. Everything's perfect about it. I even I did edit the picture a little bit. Like I edited houses out of the background, and there's a little toy in the driveway where I took the picture. So got all that stuff like magic erased or whatever. And then I had the AI over look at it and make it a logo. And damn, that thing looks. I love it. I think it looks awesome. I love the new logo. Um, but yeah, I mean, using AI to make like T-shirts and stuff, or just like logos for T-shirts, I don't know. But there is something about an AI image. You can look at it and just tell it's an AI image. It's kind of there's something about it. I don't know. Because there used to be people that would like draw cartoons and stuff, right? And those don't look AI. There's something about an AI image that is just, it's still not, there's something there that ain't right. Um, so I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I think it's going to be a tool that everybody's going to use, and there's not really any getting around it. But I wonder how like real artists think about it. I mean, obviously, if somebody's like, "Oh, I'm doing AI art now," and you're just saying, "Hey, make a flower look fucking badass," and then you're like, "Ah, I do art." I don't know. Or do you do art, or do you just the AI's doing everything about it, really? But if you want to have a little bit of I guess a little bit more respectable, thing. Have a little bit of realness in there, This these mofos. Let me in. There we go. Man, I see a guy on the motorcycle right here. We're coming into Kansas City traffic right now. There's a guy on a motorcycle in shorts and a sleeveless shirt. He looks as happy as he could possibly be. I wish I was in shorts and a no sleeve shirt riding a motorcycle right now. I don't know. I would never wear shorts. Probably. I mean, I do wear shorts. I've wore shorts in the past. Whenever people talk about me, they're like, "Hey, that's that guy that sometimes I've seen him wear shorts a couple of times." That's what they say. They probably say about me. They're like, "He doesn't wear shorts a lot, but I have seen him to wear shorts before." That might be something people would say about me. I'm not sure. Um, but no, I don't know. I don't really like shorts. I do like shorts. I don't know. I don't know what it is about them. People that can wear shorts and look normal in shorts, I like them. I'm a little jealous, but then you got a guy like me. It's like that guy should just wear pants. That guy should just have pants on right now. How did we get on this topic? Let's pivot a little bit. Um, making well, not pivot. Just go back to the original idea. Making some sort of merch. I've always had this dream of if I had a merch line, and maybe you guys can just like, if I say something that you're like, oh, I really want that, that would be cool. I'll put it down in the comments, and I'm gonna give you my ideas right here. This first one is something I've never seen anybody else do. I don't think anybody thinks of it. So if you're a big guy, or you're a guy that just there's a spot in the middle of your back you just can't itch, or if you can't itch it, you can't wash it either. I got this loofah thing. It's a long loofah. It's got a loop on both ends. You swing that bitch behind your head, and you can scrub the fuck out of your neck. Okay, you get that neck all rubbed up. And then you put like one arm down, one arm up, kind of like John Travolta, but backwards. And you can scrub your whole fucking back all the way down to your butt cheeks. And then you ball it up and you can use it, as a regular loofah. I love it. If I don't use that in the shower, I feel dirty when I get out. And I don't usually take it with me when I go out of town. And I don't know. There's something about the soap, using soap that you're not used to. It just feels like you have a film on you. I'm not trying to talk bad about Holiday Inn or nothing here. I'm just saying, you just don't feel right. You know, something weird about it. I used to always, travel with my own soaps and my loofah and everything. But just having that shit, it doesn't sit out long enough to really dry. And I don't want it to sit out and dry. I just throw it in a bag, and then I got a wet bag and a dry bag. I don't know. Traveling's something I do quite a bit, and I don't know. I feel like I got it down. I got a backpack here, and if I don't have everything in that backpack, I'm not having a good day. I still run my phone, keys, chew, wallet, knife, hat, glasses, headphones. Every time I need to go somewhere, I gotta say it, even though I don't need all those things. Sometimes I don't need headphones. Sometimes I don't even need keys because we're taking the wife's car. But always gotta have phone. Always gotta have. You don't have to have keys all the time, but you should have keys. I should always have keys. Chew. It'd be a bad day with no chew. Wallet. Well, you just have to have it. Knife. A knife is always good to have, and I got to get a new blade for my my razor knife I got with me. I got one of the Milwaukee razor knives. Have I ever bought a Milwaukee razor knife? No, I've found a dozen of them. People love these knives. They buy them and then they just leave them places. And am I stealing it? No, because if this knife, anybody's gonna snag it. Everybody's gonna snag them. So I don't know. I don't know who's buying them, but you can just find them. You can just find them on anywhere, unsuspected. You'll just find one. Um, Anyway, I was using it. I had a light out on my trailer, and if you know anything about trailer lights on trucks, you got to pry those motherfuckers out. So I got that knife here, and I had to pry that bitch out. This looks like my brother's car. Is that my brother? That could be my brother. Looks just like his car. Would he be heading to work right now? Maybe. Would he be on this side of town? I don't know. I'm not his mama. Let's see if it's my brother. That is not my brother. It's a brother. That ain't my brother. That ain't my brother. Um, Same car. Uh, Phone, keys, shoe, knife, wallet. Or no, hold on. Now I'm fucking it up. Phone, keys, shoe, knife, wallet, headphones. Gotta have my headphones. I'll forget them all the time. Anyways, this is pretty boring part of the episode. Maybe I should just quit. Turn the podcast off. I mean, I've been talking this whole time. Been talking to people. So the guy they sent, I can't believe they didn't send me to train this dude on how to do this because he's not. I don't know. He's not saying he's getting problems. He's like, no, I mean we're getting the job done, but he's explaining to me how he's doing the job, and I'm like, dude, there's an easier way, and he's like, no, there isn't. I'm like, yes, there is. Let me explain it to you. I can't explain every single thing to this guy. It's impossible to explain. I would have to be there and show him how to do it, and then he would have to do it about 3 or 4 times before he understands what he's exactly doing, and understand how much less stress he's got now that he's doing it the proper way. But he's not running the totes along the wall to slow him down. He's using his body to stop him. I'm like, you're gonna pull your shoulders out. That thing weighs literally 2,200 pounds or more, and you're trying to just let it roll downhill and stop it. That's not good. And oh man, that guy's truck got all fucked up. There's a tow truck over here towing a guy. But yeah, I don't know. It's just the offloading process. I mean, that's all you do really, other than drive to Des Moines and drive back. The only thing about the job that you really do is offload the totes. And I'm trying to explain it to him, and it's not coming through. It's not coming through. I did bring it up to my boss, though. I was like, hey, why the hell didn't you send me to train him to do that job after I had just done it for a week and a half? Why did you not just send me to do that? Well, the other guy's a supervisor. I'm like, that supervisor doesn't do that job. That's an unsupervisable job. But whatever. She's like, oh, maybe next week I'll send you. I was like, you're gonna send for 4 days. You're gonna send a trainer to train a guy how to offload totes like that. I don't think so. But if you want to, I'll be up for it because it's with a buddy of mine here at the shop. But no, I was just talking to him. All about all kinds of stuff. I guess I probably could have recorded it, but this guy, speed up. What is this guy doing? You're going so fucking slow. Damn, dude. He's doing 40 on the highway, in the middle of the highway. I picked the middle lane because it's like you got people that want to speed past you on the left, and you got people that want to enter and exit the highway on the right. Just pop yourself right here in the center. And once you get in the city, if you ain't in the city, get in the fucking slow lane, okay? But if you're in the city area and you have a 3-lane highway and you're a semi and you're not exiting anytime soon, stay in the middle. That's where I like to be. I like to be in the middle. And then you got some fucking slow bitch right there in the middle just fucking your whole shit up. Couldn't believe it. Um, merch. All right. Here we go. Merch. Shirts. Okay. Everybody likes a nice short sleeve shirt, and it would obviously be in high vis. A high vis t-shirt. What else? That's all I would want. I mean, it would be cool to have, jackets and all that shit, but we would never. It would be a long time before we got that far. Before the merch started costing over like $50 or whatever. So we got a shirt, a hat. A hat would be pretty cool. Obviously, it would be a snapback. I ain't doing this Velcro. I ain't doing this one size fits all. I ain't doing this, no mesh in the back. It would have mesh in the back, a sturdy front, a nice bill, and a nice logo. Okay, a patch logo. That's the hats I like, or like embroidered, kind of like these hats are. Um, but what color? I don't know. Maybe I would have a couple of colors to pick from. A black hat. I like black hats, but I have a lot of dogs and women in my house. So trying to keep the lint and hair and all that shit off of my hats, I mean, it's no good. So like probably a gray, nice gray hat or brown. Brown hats are good. That's what I end up buying from old Cleety. I was kind of surprised to find a brown hat actually. Everything they got is black and white. All their t-shirts are either black shirts or white shirts, and I ended up buying a black one. But what else? Motorcycle stuff. Maybe like a bag, like a backpack. Oh, Cletus Ray Holiday Inn special backpack. Maybe I could partner up with the Holiday Inn and get IHG embroidered on that bitch, and then it would have all your membership options on Velcro, so you'd be like, oh yeah, Platinum Elite right here. You walk into a Holiday Inn with a Cletus Ray IHG backpack, and you slam that bitch up on the desk. They ain't checking your ID. They ain't checking your bank card. They're just gonna go with what you had on file. They're gonna say this is the guy. Because I hate that. I mean, I do it automatically every time I get to Holiday Inn. Pull out the card, pull out the ID, hand it over. They just glare at it a little bit, and then they put it back into your fucking. They give it back to you, throw it back in your wallet, and you're like, "What was that for?" Sometimes they have the audacity to be like, "All right, slide here." It's like, huh? slide. My shit's on file, bitch. My shit's on file at the Holiday Inn. What am I showing you all this stuff for? If I tell you my name and you have a reservation for that name and I'm a Platinum Elite member, you just accept that I'm a Platinum Elite and you don't ask me no more fucking bullshit, okay? What else? What else could we have? I was thinking gloves, but what the hell am I going to do with some gloves? You know, motorcycle gear. A boot line would be cool, but it's you're getting expensive there. I'm thinking loofah, hat, shirt, backpack. Backpack's like the golden item. You get to listen to every episode for free if you buy the backpack. Which, if you guys didn't pick up on that, everybody gets to listen to every episode free, no matter what. But if you get the backpack, you get to listen. You can listen to them twice, or 3 times, or give me a 5-star rating. You know, merch. Maybe like some finger puppets or something. I could get a finger puppet of like all these little people that I talk about on the podcast. And then you guys can put them on your fingers while you're listening to the podcast. And then every time I'm talking about one of them or I'm like impersonating one of them, you can just wiggle that finger or something, you know? Little finger puppet. Little Luke finger puppet. Little Tyler finger puppet. Little Hunter. He'll be on the pinky. But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Hunter. I don't think he listens. I did do a podcast with him. So that's something, but I don't think he listens, which is fine. No, not everybody's got to listen. Dude, these people are driving like fucking animals over here. I almost saw 3 accidents happen. Merch line. I could sell DR650 exhaust gaskets just to have them in more places than just eBay, you know? Because that's ridiculous. Why everything should be on Amazon? If Amazon's going to be as big as it is, it should have a DR650 exhaust fucking gasket, you know? Sorry, we got my light to turn left here has turned red. I'm not going to make it. Everybody that's slow as fuck in front of me, they're going to make it. Not me. Not me. Just a big fat truck over here. Um Stickers. I could do some stickers. That'd be cool. Some little sayings. Another cool thing would be like a bingo sheet. Everybody gets a bingo sheet, and then as we're just going through the pot, it's going to take a couple of episodes, but eventually I'll hit all those. You know, the center one would be probably DR650. You know, that's a given. That's coming out every fucking episode. I don't know. It would be kind of cool to have an app, but I don't know. I have always thought that because there's a lot of apps out there, right? And there's a lot of games out there. I know that for sure. My son downloads every single one of them. There are millions of games out there that are complete shit. How do I get in on that? How do I get a game on the Play Store or just an app in general? Because most of these apps are just using your internal hardware to run it, right? I want to create a dashboard app for my phone. I think that'd be fucking cool. And I would like to have a widget so I can open up Spotify and have a little dash widget right there just to tell me my speed and that you can move it around. Do I hear air hissing? But yeah, I don't know. Those apps could be cool. An app just to fuck around with it for a while. Have something else. Have something useful. Because I have a speedometer app that I use for my motorcycle right now, which isn't bad. I don't mind it. It pops up a couple of ads there at the very beginning telling you to buy the subscription or whatever. I just exit out of that. My app would obviously just be a free app, so I'm not going to be having fucking, hey, pay $4.99 to have everything you're using right now. It's like, but it's free anyways. But anyways, speedometer, and then it would be kind of cool if you could buy like a little RPM signal meter. There's a man in the road. There's a man in the road. What is the man in the road doing? We're in Kansas City. We're in Kansas City now. There are people in the road just hanging out in the road, literally in the middle of the road. Get out of here, dude. What are you doing? I think he was taking a picture. There's nothing over here to take a picture of. What are you doing? I thought it was a hobo on fucking methamphetamine. That we got a lot of those too. Um, the app that I would because my speedometer app is great. It tells you the time. It tells you your speed. It tells you your max speed, and it's got an odometer and whatnot. I forgot how to use a four-way fucking stop. It was weird. That was weird. I mean, I was in the middle of talking, so that probably had something to do with it. But I get to the four-way stop, and everybody we're all four sitting at the four-way doing nothing. I want a damn compass, is what I want. I want a fucking compass on there. Because there is no like miniature version of this app where I can, have it off to the side and I can have like Google Maps over here or whatever. I mean, I should just use Google Maps because it's got a speed, it's got everything that I would need, and I can still run Spotify and still like, I don't know. Or yeah, and develop into my app. If you have music playing, there is a skip button or something like that, or use volume controls to skip songs, because I feel like Spotify used to have that feature and that's gone now. But when you're on a motorcycle and your gloves don't really touch your phone very easy, and all you want to do is go to the next song, you got to sit there and listen to the Bee Gees. You can't skip the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees are on the list. If I'm in the mood for the Bee Gees, I want to listen to the Bee Gees. If I'm not in the mood for the Bee Gees, I don't want to listen to the Bee Gees. But right now, the way it is, I'm listening to the fucking Bee Gees, the whole song. Casey and the Sunshine Band. I don't know. I'm not in the mood for the Bee Gees today, but I'm gonna be in my pickup truck because I'm dummy and I didn't ride the bike, and it's 90 degrees out and sunny, and I drove my fucking pickup truck. Son of a, almost said a bad word there. Almost, don't want to say bad words. The gate has shut a little bit. This is not good. Yeah, I'm coming through, bud. Don't try to. I'll wave at you, but I don't. I also don't appreciate you fucking pulling up like, the gate's shut. Maybe this guy ain't gonna make it. I'll just make it. I just need to leave. Get the fuck out of the way, dude. There's the dry-van trailer that the guy was using earlier that didn't know how to offload totes. I'm like, hey man, you're offloading them totes wrong. You're doing it wrong, dude. And now I get to go through the grueling process. They swear to me that there's 2 dumpsters up here. I have to drop off these 2 dumpsters. Not a big deal. I might be able to drop them in a line and then it'll be less stress on me. But picking up 2 dumpsters that are fully loaded, these guys have them scattered fucking everywhere. So I'm gonna have to load one and then possibly move some, or you gotta definitely move the fucking truck. Actually, there's like nothing up here. This is nice. I like this. This is nice. There's one of them. Not those ones. I ain't pulling those ones. Mud pile. Oh. Crank it. Bag it. Don't hit nothing. Don't hit nothing. There we go. I think this is actually going to work out. I was thinking I was going to be stressed out when I got up here on the hill to offload these empty containers. But I think this is actually going to work out for me. I think I'm actually going to be in a good mood. I don't want to speak too soon yet. There's still time for fuckery. Alright, pull forward. Just make sure I'm straight. There we go. Alright, we're going to end this. I think this is going to go well. And if it doesn't, you'll hear about it tomorrow. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.